Hey there, Naginayo 101 here, and I'm going to do another story time that's actually pretty funny. It's called Naginayo's Friend Was Addicted to J-Rock. Alright, I had a former friend by the name of Dee. She's come up a couple of times, and one day, she was trying to get me addicted to Japanese rock and roll. I already had my favorite group, which was Vamps, which is a Japanese rock band from one of the lead singers of Layark and Seal, Hyde. I was addicted to that band, and I absolutely loved them. In fact, I have almost all their CDs. Trust me, I almost have all of them. And not all of them, really. But, quite frankly, let's see. Guess that's... Oh, let me see. Yeah, that's it. And Gazette and Shasna. Okay, so this girl was hopelessly addicted to J-Rock. Well, quite frankly, she also insulted me about a lot of stuff I was addicted to. These are a couple single CDs, which means I only have a couple songs on it, not a whole lot of songs. So, one day, I was telling her I was actually addicted to a band called Shasna. Shasna came out in the early 90s. I mean, literally early 90s. I was addicted to that band. It was one of my favorite songs on there, so yeah. It's also what I could get access to at the time. I was also a fan of Gazette, and also a couple other bands that no longer exist. So, what is this friend of mine addicted to? Alice 9. Every conversation was about Alice 9. Almost everything. Like I said, this is my favorite band. Okay. So, yeah. So, anyway, this is her story. And believe me, it gets pretty funny. So, one day, I'm online with a couple friends. And Dee comes on, wanting to know what's going on. I said, oh, I'm talking to so-and-so out of Japan. And she instantly got, oh, you're friends with people in Japan. Yeah, I am. Didn't really give her any much information about who I was talking to, other than the fact that, again, my friend's in Japan. So one day, she came over, and managed to find out I was talking to one of my friends from high school, who talked to me during my rough time during college, or during high school, and most of the conversation involved this band, The Clash, which is a British band. And the Clash also went on to do stuff like Big Audio Dynamite and a couple others. And also, thing is, Dee did not know exactly what kind of music I was into. She knew I was into J-Rock, but she didn't know exactly what else I was into. Until she insultingly found out I was listening to some of David Bowie. So, within earshot of my fiance, who is kind of a fan, I guess, I'm not entirely sure, she made a very insulting comment about David Bowie. That's the one thing that irked me about this girl, okay? There are several J-Rock bands that actually pay homage to several bands, which include, and not limited to, the Beatles, Kiss, Queen, David Bowie, and a few other shock rockers. Seriously. Even Marilyn Manson. And, hey, boy. Dee decided to insult the fact that I was a huge fan of that particular band of David Bowie and Ziggy Stardust and all of that. I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to bite my tongue because I really didn't want to lose her as a friend right then and there. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I really want to chew her out. So, I go on to one of my chat rooms and I'm talking to one of my friends. His comment actually was quite comical, and I don't really remember what it really said, other than the point of fact of what kind of idiot does not know that J-Rock pays tribute to the king of glam rock. I shit you not, Dee did not understand why myself and a couple other people did not want to talk to her for a while. Trust me, Dee has her own issues, and quite frankly, I will admit that she's an idiot. Okay, she's not much of an idiot. She is a moron. I'm sorry. I hate saying the word, but she's a moron. I sat there listening to her insult Queen and insult some of my favorite bands. I'm sitting there going, I'm sorry, but if Hyde decided to perform Should I Stay or Should I Go Now, I'd probably go, I'll listen. Because he did a couple songs from when I was a kid. Like, Uh-Oh. Which goes, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something came along and bust our bubble. Literally. That's one of the songs that Hyde did that was really, really good. And then there's a couple other ones that he's done that are pretty good. But I'm sitting there and I said, you know, if Hyde does a couple songs from The Clash, I wouldn't be surprised. If Miyavi does something from The Clash, I would not be surprised. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Miyavi did something from Queen. Come on, people. Seriously, this girl was so addicted. Like, literally, it was kind of insulting to me. This is a girl who was addicted to nothing but Alice 9 and Daisy Stripper, which are not too bad bands. It's just, I mean, I was sitting there and I'm like, broaden your horizons, girl. Because there's so much more than just Dee, Alice 9, and Daisy Stripper. I was listening to stuff like Baby Metal, Vamps, going far back into Shazna, Phantasmagoria, and let's see, what else was there? Tumix, and a couple others. The one thing that she really didn't like, and always emphasized, that girls had no place in J-Rock. Sure, you're dumber than dirt. Of course girls have a place. Tumix. Seesaw. Let's see, the list goes on and on. There are many Japanese rock bands that are female-based that I absolutely love. Yoko Ishida is one of my other favorites. Let's see, who else? I could list off Baby Metal, I could list off Yoko Ishida, I could say, like I said, those bands are great. But, again, this girl was addicted to what she liked, and was always trying to get me to try and like everything she liked. Yeah, no. So, anyway, before I leave, like I said, I will be popping back onto SAO in a couple of days. I need to take a rest because, again, my eye. So, yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to mention with this girl, and I'm kind of glad I'm no longer friends with her, is Dee just pissed everybody off. Yeah. It was just the fact that she insulted a lot of really good bands and good groups. I mean, I know she wouldn't give Big Audio Dynamite a chance, which is a band that The Clash turned into. At least one of the singers from Clash went on. The same with a couple other bands that I like. But to insult David Bowie was the final straw for me. So anyway, I gotta go to bed. So, yeah. That was my funny moment of storytelling of the fact that I ended up with a girl addicted to J-Rock. And I had to sit through it. Yeah. Trust me, eventually she got what was coming to her. But anyway, I better get going. I have to get some sleep.